Hi there, Dr. Vicki Lemper here with the Shift Happens channel. Today, we're going to talk about revision and how that works with the manifesting process. So often we try to, manifest our desires and we always come upon unwanted circumstances. And so we're going to look at how revision can help you to forgive that piece, because oftentimes our limiting beliefs start percolating, and we develop them when we were from birth to like 7 to 10 years old. And so we want to go back and revise our storyline. But before we do that, go ahead and like, subscribe, and comment. In fact, in the comments, go ahead and comment, I am forgiving, and then you tell me what you're forgiving, all right? If you enjoy learning how to manifest in a light, easy, fun way, go ahead and like, follow, subscribe. Also, if you want some coaching, I'm going to hold you accountable though. Okay, so go ahead and give me a holler at shifthappenslifecoaching@gmail.com. All right, so let's get into it. Revision. Gosh, I kind of tangled with this a little bit. I never really grasped it until I used it in this way. And here's how I did it. At first I started doing it intentionally. Like, okay, I'm going to heal myself. I went with desires. I was on the fast track. Like, I'm going to get all the checklists done. I'm going to get it right. I'm going to manifest and things are going to be fantastic. So I got a little ahead of myself and I used revision kind of not so right. I went after my problems, right? And I kind of chased them. And so I thought, I'm going to heal every ounce of every wound I could think of. So I'm going to sit here and I'm going to meditate. I'm going to really feel it, think it, and then revise it. Well, I can't say that didn't totally help, but it didn't help me at the moment, right? Because I got too much into my head. I wasn't allowing myself to truly forgive myself and to truly revise. So what I am suggesting you to do, because this really helped me, when you're manifesting and you're in that moment and you're doing the things, you're feeling good, and then here comes that unwanted circumstance. And so sometimes it kind of gets you reeling and it just lingers, right? And I would say after a day or two, like sometimes you might hit something and it might really jam you really hard. And so I would suggest when you revise, you don't have to be in a total calm, peaceful state, but not so much entangled into the 3D circumstance, like in the moment where it's like, oh my gosh, I'm talking even like if it takes you a day or two to kind of, let some of that simmer down of the anxiousness surrounded by that negative circumstance, especially when it comes to our SP, because we get entangled with a lot of storylines and a lot of limiting beliefs, okay? So it's actually a really good thing, because when you start to really manifest your SP, a lot of things start percolating up. And again, it comes back from our childhood, or even, it doesn't even always have to, it could be a past experience with a relationship, whatever it is. Okay, so what happens? All of a sudden your SP says something or does something that really kind of triggers you. Find a time, let all of those emotions go. If you have to cry, cry it out. If you have to get angry, punch it out onto the pillow. Exercise, get out in nature, kind of just be with it, observe it, right? I have other videos that kind of talk about that, and I'll have more videos on how to really actually observe those emotions. But for right now, we're going to just go ahead and observe those emotions, and then we're going to take it to the next step. We're going to find a time when we're a little bit settled down, and you can still have a little lingering negative emotion, but find a time to meditate. Breathe in, breathe out, feel your awareness, go into your awareness and ask yourself, what am I aware of? What am I aware of? What am I aware of? And then you start going, okay, I hear a dog barking. I hear my refrigerator going. I feel my chair beneath me. I feel the floor underneath my feet. I feel the pressure of the air. I feel, whatever. I hear, and you might even taste, I taste my coffee, whatever. And then you start going, okay, so who is it that's aware of the awareness? And then you kind of go, and start taking yourself out a little wider. And then all of a sudden you start going into that, who's aware of the awareness? And you kind of see yourself and you start kind of floating up above yourself. And then that's when you want to revisit and go, there was I feel like rejection. A lot of times that's associated with your SP. There was a moment where you didn't feel like you belonged, or you got rejected, or you got turned down, you were abandoned, whatever it is. And you just kind of sit with that feel. You do not have to conjure the actual event that happened in your childhood. It could just be that feeling, and see yourself as that child, not feeling good, like, oh my gosh, see yourself, and maybe it's with the person that you feel rejected you, and then just revise that story. And again, it does not have to be the actual story. It's just the feeling of it. And you might feel like this person, maybe it's your mom that, rejected you in some way. And so you just go and you see it, and you see yourself and feel yourself upset. And then you see your mom just take you and say, I'm not rejecting you. I love you just so much, right? I could never reject you. And just have this story and the feel, and feel her grab you and kiss you and tell you, gosh, I love you. I would never abandon you, whatever. Create a different story around that feeling. And then you can come out of it and just go into that loving appreciation and go, wow, I so love my circumstance. I love, the fact that I engaged in a negative circumstance, because this is pointing me back to my healing, back to myself, and back to my true powerful self. You get into that powerful state, and it doesn't have to be a powerful state. It could be just a peaceful state. And you might even feel yourself pretty fatigued after that, because it can be pretty emotional, when you start looking at that. So get into that meditative moment, revise that situation, that storyline. And I'm telling you what, the more you shed light on it, the more you revise that story. Because again, think about it. Even though you might even conjure up an actual moment that you said, gosh, my parent did not pick me up. I was the last person to be picked up. I was crying. My teacher was trying to console me. And here comes my dad, late. And I felt rejected, abandoned. There are infinite possibilities to all that story. And as a young child, you can't really grasp that, hey, he was maybe in a business meeting and he couldn't get away and traffic, whatever, you name it. But just the point is that you want to reignite and revise that feeling of community and harmony and peace and love with that person or that situation, okay? That's the most important thing, is that healing forgiveness. Because when you forgive, you are able to let go. And then the more you shed light on those negative emotions that these 3D circumstances come up with, then you're able to, it doesn't sting as much. You're not as afraid to love. You feel safe. You feel secure. And a lot of times rejection has the storyline or the attachment of safety, security, belonging, all of those things. And so you want to reassure that young person, that young child of you, you are safe. It is secure. You are safe to love with abandon. And just keep telling yourself that story and feeling it and living it and being it. That's revising, right? You just kind of soften it and put peace and love to it. That's how I was able to get past a lot of my fears surrounded with love, because we have a lot of careful attachment to it, because especially affairs of the heart, you're pretty careful of not be careful, don't get hurt, because you remember the last time, And so this allows you to revise, forgive, and find peace, to be able to move forward, feel safe, feel secure, to love and love with your whole heart. I know this helps someone, so go ahead and subscribe, and comment. Comment in the, affirm below in the comments, I am forgiving, and then you tell me what you're forgiving, all right? If you need help with any type of coaching, shifthappenslifecoaching@gmail.com. I am trying my best. Wow, you guys are a wonderful, wonderful group. I have got some great clients. We are making headway. I'm so proud of them. They are really shifting, because shift happens, right? And we're going in the right direction. So I love helping you. If you need help, let me know, and we'll get it together. All right? Until next time, take care. Bye-bye.